Tonight's game is a hot ticket, Christine.
Is.
It's been an emotional couple of days. Fox 11's Chelsea Edwards is live with the story of fans who brought their love and they brought their wallets for tonight's big game. Chelsea?
Yeah, a few of them said, you know what, life is short. We are just going to go for it. Really is a huge turnout here tonight. Sold out stadium. We're seeing so much of the number 22 as Kershaw fans just flock to Chavez Ravine to have one last look at the legendary left hitter. You can see some of them behind us. Most of them are inside the stadium. Take a look at some video of all these number 22s. Everywhere you look, you saw people in jerseys that say Kershaw, number 22, all in a tribute to the legendary Dodger as he says goodbye to baseball after a record-breaking 18-year career. Now, a lot of fans we talked to here tonight got their tickets to this game a long time ago, but the news that Kershaw was retiring made prices absolutely skyrocket. Get this, we found some going for more than $10,000 each. Die-hard Dodger fans who didn't have tickets scrambled to get whatever seats they could. One fan we talked to says he spent the entire morning on StubHub.
I've been watching Kershaw his entire career, and I wanted to make sure that my daughter gets that experience to see him at least one more time before he retires. Paid a few extra dollars than regular, but Kershaw's worth it.
I'm just super grateful that I'm here right now, that I get to see Kershaw about to retire after this game.
It's worth it for the GOAT. I'm just glad I got a bargain. As soon as they announced the Joe Davis bobblehead, I got the tickets. They were like $50. And then as soon as I saw the prices, the announcement, the prices, I think my tickets are now worth like $300.
I talked to quite a few fans who really could have cashed in big, but not a single one of them, not one, said they even considered for a minute selling their seats to this game, even though they got them for around $50 and now are worth whatever they're worth, because they just consider tonight such a historic night at Dodger Stadium, which it really is for everybody inside. So, you know, history being made here tonight. A lot of fans just cherishing this one last look at Clayton Kershaw here at Dodger Stadium.
Well, Chelsea, we certainly hope we're going to go deep into the postseason, right? But just in case people wanted to see him pitch this game tonight, just give us a sense of the emotion that you felt there from people, because there are some kids who don't know the Dodgers without Kershaw.
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, I'd say there's a lot of people here in this crowd who've just known him their entire lives. They've known him as a Dodger their entire lives. A couple of people that I've talked to just say they're still kind of in shock. They haven't totally been able to process this. I mean, we knew it was coming. They knew it was coming. They just weren't sure exactly when it was going to be. And so they're still kind of wrapping their heads around it. But, you know, I have talked to fans who got emotional, who got teary-eyed, they say, when they heard the news, because it really is. It feels like a family member and really an end of the era, just an end of a huge era here for the Dodgers. So a lot of big range of emotions. I'd say the most prominent one, though, seems to just be shock. People just still trying to process that after 18 years, this era is finally ending.
I should get Laura's opinion here. You're amongst the biggest Dodger fans, you and your family.
I love my Dodgers.
Oh.
Yeah. I go to every game I can. And, you know, as she just said, as Chelsea just said, we, of course, knew that this day would come one day soon. But I love the fact that he said, I'm going to come back this season. He came back stronger. He wasn't able to play in the postseason last year because of injuries. But I hope that they go all the way to the World Series, and we see him many more times on that pitcher's.
That'd be so great.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the game, Chelsea. Thank you so much.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there are other teams as well where we hear of things that might happen. We know the Cardinals are going to have a change, but that's already been predetermined. Chaim Bloom taking over for John Mozeliak.
Ken, I want to ask you this really quick. Obviously, a lot of news going on with Clayton Kershaw announcing his retirement. We've had several guests on the show today discussing it. I understand you have a good Kersh story. I'm sure, you know, like many of us who have covered him his entire career, there's a lot to choose from.
I have two, and it relates to covering him, not from watching him pitch or anything like that. And the first is 2013, when he was negotiating the big extension he signed with the Dodgers. It turned out to be 7 years, $215 million. That was signed in January of 2014, but I found out that they were talking, and I found out that it was about $210 million. It was in August of that season, I believe. And I remember Clayton Kershaw at that time was a young man. He was 25 years old. He wasn't this presence that he is now. And I saw him in the clubhouse, and I said, hey, can we go out to the dugout? I need to ask you something. And I asked him if it was accurate that they were talking about this kind of deal. And he said, your sources are sick, man. Well, that was confirmation, and I went with it. So I didn't name him as a source, but like when he said that, of course, I was good. And then 2017, NLCS against the Cubs. I don't remember what was going on with him physically at the time, but there was something going on with him. And I wanted to talk to him because maybe he was pitching the next day and he was running off the field. And I said, Clayton, and he blew right past me. And I was like, okay, he doesn't want to talk today. I don't ever take offense at that. I didn't know what was up. And then he pitched, I believe, I don't want to say anything wrong. He pitched the next night. I think he pitched well, or 2 nights, whatever it was. And I saw him after the game, or maybe the next day, and he said, you know why I blew you off, right? And I was not even aware that he knew he had blown me off. He was just kind of walking in, and he definitely saw me and heard me. And he said, I didn't want to talk about what was going on because he was dealing with the physical things that he had dealt with throughout his career. Justin Turner alluded to this in the previous segment. This guy pitched in circumstances, pitched with things physically that a lot of us didn't know about, and a lot of it was unfair. The playoff stuff, he was asked to do too much, and the numbers reflect that, and the performance reflects that. It's not excusing anything, and he wouldn't excuse anything, but they ask too much of him often with short rest and all kinds of other things as well.
All right, Ken, this is your birthday, but you have to give us a gift before we give you a gift, okay? Can you put the Mount Chavez Ravine of Dodger players? I can't say Mount Rushmore because it's tired. Mount Chavez Ravine of Dodgers players, and where on that list is Clayton Kershaw?
Well, Jackie's on there, of course. I would say Roy Campanella is on there. Kershaw, I would think, is on there. I have to look at this, Eric. You put me on the spot, which is fine. Yep. I don't have a full picture in my head right here of all-time Dodger greats. What's that, Alana?
Sandy Koufax.
Sandy, of course. I was thinking Carl Erskine, too. But, yeah, Sandy, Kershaw, Jackie, and Campanella. I'm sure I'm missing someone. You can maybe say Steve Garvey. You can maybe say some others as well, and Dodger fans can start screaming at me right now, but that's who immediately comes to mind.
Anyway, how did it feel for you and your teammates to be able to send Kershaw for his final start at Dodger Stadium with a win?
I felt great. I mean, that's I think that was the most important thing that he was saying. You know, we still have ball games to win. Obviously, we know there's a lot of emotions out there, but we were able to kind of hold those at bay and take care of business. And I think we gave him some memories that will last a lifetime.
You guys clinch a postseason berth. Seems like every year you clinch a postseason berth. It's pretty dramatic in that game. 13 straight years for this team, and a lot for you. How's that to be clinching and playing in October?
It feels great. You know, it's the reason why we play. It's the reason why we play, and but you know, we still got to win the division, so that's still have something to play for.
Mookie, what was it like seeing him walk out in that 5th inning, get that ovation from the crowd?
Oh, it was cool. It was super dope. I mean, kind of unexplainable. You know, you had to kind of just, I guess you were there, so you know, for those who weren't there, you had to just kind of be there to really feel the emotions and whatnot. But I'm just happy I was a part of it, and I can tell my kids that I got to play with Clayton Kershaw.
What went into the decision to let him go onto the field by himself, to sort of have that moment with the fans when the game started?
Nothing. I mean, he deserves it. You know, he's going to have a statue here pretty soon, so somebody like that deserves any little moment that he can get some shine.
What do you think of Dave stopping before the third baseline, giving you guys like 30 seconds for you and your teammates in the infield to kind of hug him, congratulate him before he came out to take him out?
Doc just has feel. You know, he has really good feel for the game, obviously, and then for situations like that. So he deserves all his moments.
I appreciate you, man.
Let's start at the beginning. How did you feel standing out here all by yourself?
It was a great gesture. I didn't love it, but it was a great gesture. You know, the guys have gone above and beyond the last few days for me, so I never want to take away from, you know, be a distraction to the game or anything like that, because obviously winning is the most important thing for us, especially right now. So, but that was special. The whole night was just special. Obviously, it was a little harder than I wanted it to be. I was grinding out there, working way too hard to get people out, but thankful that I made it through what I did and kept us in the game a little bit, and bullpen stepped up, and Shohei's homer, just incredible. Mookie's homer right after, just amazing. So just I'm just very honored to be a part of this team tonight. It's just, it was just really special.
What was going through your head when you realized that your night was done?
A little bit of relief, just because it was so hard tonight. I was battling, not throwing very many strikes, having a tough time, getting the ball where I wanted it to go. So, able to get that last one there and walk off the mound like that was really, really special. And yeah, it definitely, there's no way I could try to soak it all in tonight. Like, it's just 18 years of memories. You can't just put into words in one night or feel all the feels that you can possibly feel. So thankfully I was a little less emotional tonight than I was yesterday. I think yesterday was really hard, but today was more about the game, which I was thankful for, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Just a great night.
How much were you able to sort of go through everything like a normal start today, even though it is different from your other starts?
Yeah, no, I mean, I did everything normal. I really did. I did everything the same. I just think everything just kind of expends your energy. I think just thinking about everything throughout the day, and you're trying to focus on the 9 guys you have to get out, but it's a special day. It's the last time here potentially, and this place has meant so much to me for so long, and I didn't want to not think about it. So I think just I'm kind of mentally exhausted today, honestly, but it's the best feeling in the world now. We got a win, we clinched a playoff berth. I got to stay on that mound one last time, and I just can't be more grateful.
Clayton, a lot of your former teammates were here. They were sitting in the first row wearing 22 jerseys. What did it mean to have them here to celebrate this?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, just guys from every generation of Dodger that I got to play with, from Russell and Dre to Barnesy and J-Roll and Trace, and and AJ was here, Pollock, and even Matthew came tonight. So just all facets of my life. I had family, friends, neighbors. Everybody from back home came too. So, and Ellen hasn't missed a start. I think the last 10 starts or something. She's been racking up miles since school started, trying to get everybody here to see these starts. So, I don't have enough gratitude and thanks and words. I think I just need to write it all down or something. I can't adequately express how thankful I am for tonight, this whole season, my whole career. It's just been, I'm just so thankful I've gotten to be a Dodger this long.
Seeing some of those guys that were here tonight, Clayton, that go way back, like the Dodgers win every year now, everybody knows that, but when you got here, they didn't. The times were harder. What does it mean to be the guy who's endured the whole time and come out on a successful end of it?
Yeah, I'm so grateful I got to be here that long, and we've had a lot of great teams throughout the years, and had a lot of great people come through those doors, and the Dodger culture has been established, long before me, and it'll be established long after I'm gone. That's the cruel thing about baseball, is that your career will just be gone in an instant, and the game keeps going. But that's also the beautiful thing about it too, is that this game doesn't need anybody, and so I'm so grateful I got to be a small part of Dodger history for as long as I've been here, and yeah, we've had some amazing groups along the way, and this one's pretty special this year. So I'm excited for what the next 5-6 weeks could look like.
Like, you gave a kiss to your family, and then it looked like you kind of stood at the top of the step, taking it in a little bit. What was going through your mind before you walked out of the field the first time tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest part of any game. Just kind of gathering yourself right before the first pitch and kind of, getting all the butterflies, nerves out. And so that's the hardest part of any game. And tonight was not any different. That was the hardest part for sure. But I think having my family there, and as Ellen calls it, her perch. She's right up there with the kiddos, and her sister, her whole family, my father-in-law, best friends, just everybody that was here is just, I've said it before, but having things to celebrate is only as good as the people that you have to celebrate with, so from teammates to family, it's just been a really special couple of days.
Like you pitched so many memorable games against the Giants, so your traditional rival seemed almost appropriate this game against them.
Yeah, the Giants, we've had some great battles over the years. I think, Buster's still over there. He's still there. So, whenever I think of the Giants, Buster's kind of the first one, him and Bum. And, I guess, Lindsey and King, I think I've gone through all the guys that they've had over there. So, they got a great squad, and I have a lot of respect for them over the years. And, it does feel appropriate that we face the Giants for sure. So I'm glad we won one more time.
When you've talked about the fans the last couple of days, you mentioned like the highs and the lows, and not always being a smooth ride, and kind of being there. Like when you're with one team and playing for one fan base for so long, and you go through all of that, like does it kind of add to what you feel on nights like tonight when they're serenading you like that?
Yeah, I think so. Serenading is a weird word, but yeah. I think it's almost like a relationship, right? You've been 18 years in this, with them, and there's some great times, and then there's some times where you probably want to break up for a minute. So I think just having them behind me the way they have been has just been icing on the cake. It's been so amazing to have them here, and Dodger Stadium's a super special place, and the fans are the main reason why. They continue to come out and support us and be here, and every night it's 50,000 people, and I just, like I said, I wish I had better words other than I'm just so honored and thankful to hear those ovations, and I'll never take that for granted.
Like we're about to see, you got to throw Charlie pregame a lot, and they've obviously taken this in. What's it meant that they get to see this, part of this?
Yeah, I'm so glad that Callie and Charlie are definitely gonna remember this. They're my oldest, and I don't remember a lot of stuff from when I was 4, 5, and 6. So now that they're 8 and 10, I feel like I've got some memories of that from when I was that age. So I'm thankful that they'll at least remember it. Cooper and Chance, we're not so sure about. We'll see, but thankfully Ellen has a Rolodex of pictures to show them, and but this is a part of their lives. I mean, this is every summer coming out here, flying weekends to see games, and I'm sure now they're going to go to more school than they want to go to. They've been getting out, every Friday or so to come out here. So I don't know if they're super pumped about that, but it's also time. It's also time to be home and be with them. They've got so many things going on, and I'm excited to be there for all of it.
And think about that. Are you ready to allow yourself to think about the playoffs at all?
Yeah, I got one more start in Seattle, and then our team is honestly stacked with pitching right now. I think our rotation has been throwing the ball as good as the best in the league right now. So I can do the math. I know there's only so many spots, so I'm just going to continue to try and pitch well in Seattle, and then we'll see what happens. But either way, we're going to try and win the World Series. So Andrew, Doc, all those guys are going to make the right decision to help us, and I'm ready and willing to do whatever I can to help.
What do you remember the most about tonight?
What do I remember the most?
Like if you go home, take a bed, close your eyes, what do you think you're going to remember?
Yeah, I think just being able to walk off the mound there. Yeah, I think that's probably what I remember the most. I told Doc I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm keeping this ball, and be able to do that, and look up, see my family, and see just the fans, and the ovations and all that stuff. I think once you're out of the game, that's when you can start to actually appreciate it a little bit more. So definitely just walking off the mound is special.
Did you appreciate
he waited. He has like a feel for the moment. He just stood there at the third baseline, let all your teammates come in and hug you and Kike and move you, and then he came like 30 seconds later.
I didn't notice all that, but it was perfect. I wouldn't have, other than, yeah, I mean, I'd like to go 7 innings, but other than that, it was perfect.
Have you had the memories from the last 18 years popping into your head at all, or is that something you're kind of compartmentalizing until afterward?
No, not a ton. I mean, I think I just like just try to appreciate how long it's been, and Ellen's a little bit better about specific memories. You know, she talked about, you know, all the different things, and she's got a lot of she might have a better memory than me, honestly. But
most wives do.
Yeah, so I think it's just I think for me it's just more of a collective thought than anything.
Like there was a moment before the game though, even before you were just kind of like sitting there in the grass. It seemed like you were just looking around.
I do that every day.
The cameras caught you like kind of emotional.
Man, you got good cameras. Yeah, you know, I take a couple minutes just to sit and try to, you know, breathe and take it all, not take it in, just kind of focus a little bit, and obviously a little bit harder tonight, a little bit harder to do that, so, but in a good way,
A couple more, guys.
When you were out there, I noticed a lot of the fans were watching you and cheering for you when you were just out there on the lawn. Could you hear them?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, you don't ever get used to somebody cheering for you, and I wish there was like an appropriate response in every situation, but I wouldn't change it. Perfect night, it really was.
What do you think you'll do with that last out ball?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it for sure. I think I've got a few different things that I've collected over the years, so I don't know what you really do other than look at it. So I'll just try to look at it somewhere at the house for sure.